Hi everybody, Richard Tromans here again at Artificial Lawyer TV. Today we're doing another product walkthrough, this time with Simple AI. And to tell us a bit more about it is Preston. Hey Preston.
Hey Richard, good to see you. So we're announcing the launch of SimpleAI. This is powered by SimpleDoc. So a few months ago, last year, you helped us launch Auto NDA, which was our first flagship product, and this is our second. And it's been in beta for a few months, and I'm excited to show it to you today.
Fantastic. I will come back at the end and I'll ask you some questions. And but for now, please take it away.
Okay, thank you. So Simple AI is designed for in-house teams. It is a AI-enabled playbook builder. I'm going to show you two experiences today. I'm going to show you the front end. This is what your legal team would use. This is what your associates would use, your associate GC, whomever is front lines for routine contract review. And I'm also going to show you the back end. And this is where you can customize your own playbooks. It's a very intuitive interface. We can help you do this, of course. You have a dedicated account manager as a part of the service offering, but over time, we want you to become a power user. And so I'll show you what that looks like today. This has been in beta for the last few months. And so I'm very confident that it's going to operate and function the way you need it to. Want you to test it out. But let's dive into a demo. We do have a great partnership with Law Insider, another business that I co-founded that you're probably familiar with, your users are familiar with, and those enable us to have preloaded standard playbooks. And so I'm going to run one of those today. So we have a one NDA playbook, we have one DPA. And so these are a set of guidelines that are general best practices for negotiating third-party paper of these agreement types. So I'm going to show you one NDA. I have a non-disclosure agreement loaded here. But of course, you can have your custom playbooks as well, which I'll show you how to configure. I will mention that also this week, the same week we're announcing Simple AI, Law Insider is announcing the launch of One SaaS, which is a new cloud service agreement template and standard, which will have a sister playbook that is live here as well. So by the time this is live, Richard, it will have one more playbook added, which will be One SaaS right on top. So you can test that against cloud service agreements that you may be reviewing on a daily or weekly basis. Okay, let's jump into it now. I have my non-disclosure agreement on the left. I have my playbook on the right. I'm going to use the one NDA standard. I can configure this in the tool so I can expand this out and set additional terms like my governing law, my confidentiality period. So there is configurability within the standard itself. But for our purposes now, I have everything set up. So I'm going to go ahead and run the playbook. Let's go ahead and see how it works. Right out of the gate, what we're seeing is a category of issues that are going to be flagged, either checked off as approved and compliant, or flagged as issues that I can manually address, or of course, redlined automatically. So you'll see these come up as we go here. So right out of the gate, we see term length. Our default is 18 months. This agreement appears to have 6 years. So let me go ahead and find where that is in the document. Great, it's here. I see that it says 6 years. I'm going to go ahead and apply this change because, as I mentioned, 18 months is our recommendation or is our sort of our internal policy per our playbook. And so as you can see, those red lines immediately get carried over. You can also design the playbook to automatically apply comments as well. And so if you want to say, as a matter of policy, we only accept confidentiality periods up to 18 months or whatever it may be, that can be preloaded as well in your own playbook design. So you move through these issues. In some cases, it's just flagging something that you can use your own discretion to either ignore or modify. There'll be other issues that are varying in nature from omissions. Hey, it doesn't include a broad definition of confidentiality, so one should be added, or something very specific like we don't accept non-solicitation in non-disclosure agreements, and so let's omit it. So I'm going to make a few changes here. If errors occur or if the AI is not processing it, it'll give you an error message and allow you to regenerate and then resolve the issue. So listen, AI is not perfect. It's evolving as we know, but the application is designed to adapt to that quickly. For the purposes of this demo, I'm going to work through the remaining issues so that we can get to a conclusion, so we can get to everything being resolved. You see the red lines are moving over to the left. We'll apply one more, and then we should now get a confirmation that we're all set. And so the idea is that your legal team, your in-house team, may be processing 20 NDAs a week, 20 a month, 500 a year, whatever it is. And you may be outsourcing that today. You may be staffing it internally. But none of us went to law school to do this. I was an in-house attorney earlier in my career. I certainly didn't go to law school to redline the same issues, omit non-solicitation, change confidentiality term. These are things that we have playbooks for and that none of us should be spending our time on. And so if it would take you 20 or 30 minutes to go through an NDA or a cloud services agreement today, the idea with a tool like this is you're going to cut it down to just 2, 3, 4 minutes to work through, accept the red lines, make modifications if you need, and then move on. So that is the basic feature functionality. Of course, we do have an AI assistant as a chat feature. So you can certainly ask questions, Richard, like, please summarize and list any concerns in this NDA. So what you're going to have now is an ability to go outside of the playbook. And so it could be that it's an agreement that you've never reviewed before, and so you don't have a playbook, or it's just an incredibly long NDA, and you're like, I bet they've snuck some things in here that my playbook doesn't normally account for. It's a new partner. We're a little bit skeptical about them, and I want to make sure they're not stuffing in things that aren't appropriate. And so asking the document questions, getting assessments. You can even do really crazy things like say, make this mutual non-disclosure agreement unilateral. Might not be the best use case, but it gives you a sense of the power of the tool. So that's what this looks like. And of course, you can summarize the changes, you can copy that and put it in an email, save yourself some time and how you communicate back to the counterparty after you've used the tool. So I'm going to pause there. That was the one NDA playbook. We will continue to be adding more standard playbooks that have been developed by Electra and the team at Law Insider with their standards committee. But I also know that for many organizations, we're not looking to use off-the-shelf playbooks. Those are nice to have, and they're great for when we don't have our own. But what we really want is the ability to design our own. And I'm going to show you quickly how this works. I'm going to switch screens. So, of course, SimpleDocs is what powers SimpleAI, and we are a contract lifecycle management platform that leads with point solutions like Auto NDA and like SimpleAI today, which is launching. The ability to customize playbooks, we want to make that really, really easy. We want you to be able to come in, build, modify as your policies change, as you see a new volume of agreement types. We want you to be able to build this. We recently did a training event at the University of Miami for law students. We started building a playbook there. I have this one up. It looks like we added something quickly, which was we do not accept non-solicitation clauses. And let's add a comment that says we don't accept non-solicitation as a matter of policy. So that's going to get added in. So you very quickly can structure and add as many issues to the playbook as you want. I have my title up top. This is what's going to appear in that sidebar in the Word add-in under the compliance issues. I have the ability to very specifically express an exclusion or an inclusion that I want to include. I can make very specific red line changes like term length. Our default term is 12 months. If it's anything, we also will accept anything between 16 and 24. If it's more than that, default back to 18. Whatever it may be, these instructions can be implemented. We have two response types. One is red line, one is suggestion. A suggestion is another way of saying a flag, and that means if the confidentiality period is too narrow in scope, flag it. And so this is where, as an attorney, you may not have an exacting playbook rule that says if this, then that. It may not exist for you as a binary, but you want to know if something is too narrow or it's out of scope, that it is flagged, and then you can use your discretion to modify it. So you have the ability to turn those on and off, and then you can save changes. And it will work from there. And so you can do this in real time. And one of the magic parts about Simple AI and the ability to build your playbooks live is that your attorneys, whoever the admin is, whoever owns the platform, can modify these and test in real time. So as you are building a playbook, you can go in, you can make changes, you can then go back, you can run it against it. So it's like, hey, let's check out Preston's test NDA playbook. I can run that. Of course, I've already demoed the one on the left, so it's quite redlined already. But the idea is you can go back and forth until it is producing results that are similar to what you yourself would negotiate. My favorite part, Richard, of demoing Simple AI, of selling Simple AI as a software, is that the audience, the buyer, unlike full enterprise software, has an acute sense, a very specific sense of whether or not the product is additive for them or not. Why is that? Quite obviously, because they literally are the front lines of this work. They know this week how they negotiated an NDA. They can go grab that same NDA, reject all their red lines, run it against the AI tool, and see how similar it is to what they would have done. And so, a part of us instructing and helping our customers build their own playbooks is that we want you over time to get very comfortable not using an Excel spreadsheet where you have loads of fallback provisions, but instead building your playbooks here in a dynamic way, modifying them, running them against the AI, and then deciding whether or not they need to be further modified, whether it should be a flag or a suggestion versus a red line, etc. So, Richard, I'll pause there. This is the tool. It is coming live now. We have free versions, test versions, so you can download it from the App Store. It's under Simple Docs or Simple AI, and it's $150 US a month. You can go pay month to month. It's unlimited access, as many playbooks as you need. You can run it as much as you want. So that is the quick intro, but I would encourage everyone to download it, to test it out. You can use the free standard playbooks that are available for one SaaS effective today, for one DPA, for one NDA, and then more standard playbooks will be coming off the lines over the next few months. So I'll pause there, Richard. Back to you.
Thanks, Preston. Wow, really, really impressive use of AI. Just a couple of very basic questions, just for the listeners. If people are watching this and they say, "Great, I would like this," how do they bring it on board? How do they get it into their tech stack?
Yeah, so like many tools that are Microsoft integrated, we will soon be Google Docs integrated. But today, for this launch, it's in Microsoft Word. So you can go to the App Store, you can search for Simple Docs or Simple AI, and then you will install it into Microsoft Word. You may run into an issue with your IT team if you have some blockers for any applications. We can help you navigate through that. But assuming you can get this downloaded, you can immediately start testing it. I'm going to go ahead and sign out and show you what this looks like. There is a continuous guest experience. So you don't have to give us your email. You can literally go in, continue as guest, and you'll have the ability to run these playbooks, but you just won't have the ability to create the custom version. So I would encourage everyone to try this out as presented, and then when you're ready to start building your own, to give us a call.
Fantastic. And also because there may be an international audience watching, obviously this will work in the US. Will it work in other markets as well?
Yeah, so we have beta customers in 4 countries already, Richard. We have multi-language use cases, so we're seeing good initial runs on Spanish, on French, and so we will continue to expand both multi-language and feature requirements for a global audience. But as you know, the One NDA initiative, the standard playbook initiative that Electra has led is very global in its nature. And so as a result of that, we're designing our playbooks with that in mind as well.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, I think that's all we've got time for today, but thank you very much, and I'm sure this is going to make quite an impact. So thank you very much, Preston.
Thanks, Richard. Appreciate it.